Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the biggest stories to hit the AFC North in recent memory. There are whispers, strong indications from reputable sources, that the Cleveland Browns are about to make a seismic move that could dramatically shake up the division. And at the center of it all is none other than Miles Garrett. Yes, the same Garrett who's been terrorizing quarterbacks and earning his spot among the elite pass rushers in the league. Now, the buzz is that he might be on the move, heading straight for our Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me tell you, if this deal goes down, it could be a game changer, flipping the division's power structure for years to come. Sources close to Diana Rossini, a well-respected NFL insider, are indicating that there's serious talk about a blockbuster trade involving Garrett. The Cleveland Browns, who are currently sitting at a disappointing 2-7 with their season marred by struggles on both sides of the ball, are looking to make a statement. They're reportedly willing to part ways with their superstar pass rusher in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2027. Now, that's a hefty price, but it makes sense when you consider the Browns' current cap situation, which has them with about $15 million in future cap space, and their need to possibly reset after a tumultuous season filled with defensive leaks, allowing 211 points over just 9 games, including an average of 23. 4 points per game surrendered. Miles Garrett, who was the Defensive Player of the Year in 2023, has been a dominant force all season long. As of now, he's on pace to have another stellar year in 2025, with stats that are nothing short of eye-popping: 24 solo tackles, 10 assists, and a total of 34 combined pressures, including 11 sacks for 77 yards lost, along with a forced fumble. His PFF grade is sitting comfortably at 93.2, which is top among all edge rushers in the league. His pressure rate hovers around 25%, and he's continuously proven to be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, generating 20 QB hits and 12 tackles for loss. Garrett is not just a pass rusher, he's a complete game wrecker, capable of dominating both run and pass downs. Now imagine adding him to a Steelers defense that's been looking for that game-changing edge rusher to complement Highsmith, who's been a solid presence but has yet to reach Garrett's elite level. Highsmith out. Well, with Garrett in the fold, the Steelers could effectively turn their pass rush into a nightmare for quarterbacks in the AFC North. It's not just about sacks, it's about pressure, forcing turnovers, and creating chaos in the backfield. Garrett's ability to consistently pressure the quarterback, combined with T.J. Watt's relentless pursuit, could form one of the most lethal pass-rushing duos in the league, pushing the Steelers' defense to new heights. Let's take a moment to consider what this kind of addition could do for the Steelers' entire season. The defense has been decent, but not quite at the level needed to contend with the top-tier teams in the league, especially during late-game situations. Adding Garrett would not only boost sacks, projected to add plus 24 sacks based on current trends, but would also elevate the Steelers' overall pressure rate by around 26%. Opponents' points per game would likely drop from 24 to around 19, which is significant in a division where every point counts. And when you look at the comparison between Garrett and our own Highsmith, PFF grades show Garrett at 93 while Highsmith is at 82. That's a substantial upgrade, and it's exactly what the Steelers need to turn close games into wins, especially in a division as competitive as the AFC North. Furthermore, the impact on turnovers could be just as dramatic. With Garrett's knack for forcing fumbles and hitting the quarterback, the Steelers' defense would be creating more opportunities for takeaways, potentially adding plus 13 turnovers over the course of the season. This would relieve some of the pressure on our secondary, which has shown flashes but needs more playmaking to really be feared. Plus, the combination of Garrett and Watt could lead to a 36% reduction in third-down conversions against us, dropping opponents' success rate on third down from 36% to around 23%. That's a game changer, especially in close matchups where every possession counts. Now, let's also touch on the offensive side. With the defense tightening up and creating more opportunities, the Steelers' offense could benefit from better field position and more possessions. The team could see an increase of about 6 minutes per game in time of possession, giving our offense more chances to control the clock and execute their game plan. The overall points per game for opponents would drop, and that sets the stage for Pittsburgh to climb the standings, especially if our offense continues to perform with the consistency we've seen so far this season. The Steelers' offense has been doing a solid job, but having a defense that can control the game and force turnovers would be the ultimate recipe for playoff success. Looking at the odds, the betting markets have shifted dramatically. The odds of the Steelers acquiring Garrett have gone from plus 1,500 to around plus 500, reflecting the growing belief that this trade could actually happen. Garrett is considered an X-factor, someone who could turn the tide, especially when facing top quarterbacks like Joe Burrow. Teams tend to double-team Garrett about 26% of the time, but with the Steelers' scheme and his ability to break free, that double-team becomes less effective, opening up opportunities for others to make plays. His presence on the field would serve as a constant reminder that the opposing offense is under siege, forcing them to adjust and potentially making them more predictable. Of course, there's some skepticism among the Cleveland Browns faithful. They're in a bit of a limbo, sitting at 2-7 and facing the reality that their season might be beyond salvage. Their focus now is on developing their young quarterbacks and clearing cap space, which is why they're willing to part with Garrett, despite the loss of a star player. The Steelers, on the other hand, are in a different boat. With just over $3.5 million in cap space, they'd need to make some salary cap maneuvers to bring Garrett aboard, but the potential benefits far outweigh the costs. Adding a player of Garrett's caliber would instantly boost our pass rush and overall defensive identity, which has been a bit inconsistent at times this season. The impact of such a trade would be immediate and profound. The Steelers, already known for a stout defense, would now boast a duo of Garrett and Watt that could rival any in the league. The division, which has been historically competitive, would see the balance of power shift in favor of Pittsburgh. Opposing offenses would have to account for Garrett's relentless pressure, which would open up more opportunities for our secondary and linebacker core to make plays. Plus, Garrett's presence would elevate the team morale and set a tone for the rest of the season, a clear message that Pittsburgh is back in the hunt and ready to compete at the highest level. This potential move also aligns perfectly with the Steelers' long-term vision. They've always prioritized building a tough, physical team that can dominate in the trenches, both offensively and defensively. Garrett fits that mold perfectly, an elite pass rusher who can disrupt plays, force turnovers, and elevate the entire defense. His addition would make the Steelers not just playoff contenders, but serious Super Bowl favorites if everything clicks. And with the AFC North being as tight and chaotic as it is this year, grabbing Garrett could be the difference maker that pushes Pittsburgh over the top. In conclusion, the rumors of Miles Garrett heading to Pittsburgh are not just idle chatter. They're backed by credible sources and fit into the strategic needs of the team. While nothing is official yet, the potential of this trade has Steelers fans dreaming of a dominant defense, a stronger chance at the playoffs, and perhaps another shot at that elusive Super Bowl ring. It's an exciting time to be a Steelers supporter, and I'll be watching closely to see how this story unfolds. If it happens, it could be one of those moves remembered for years as the turning point in Pittsburgh's quest for football greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Garrett would be the perfect fit and help us take that next leap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. We're all in this together, and your voice is what makes our community strong. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Steelers news. Let's keep this passion alive and keep supporting our team through thick and thin. We're Steelers Nation, and we never back down.